This episode of New Jersey Living is coming from Cranford, New Jersey. This is one of the locations I referenced in one of my earlier episodes. Specifically, it was the Westfield episode where we were focused on the downtown scene of Westfield, and there being a train station, there being dining, there being a lot of the really nice, convenient, and desired features of having a walkable town center, somewhere you can walk on a given weekday afternoon like I'm here today, or on a weekend, and just have plenty of options, be it dining, just a general social scene, train station, of course, entertainment. That's all here in Cranford, and at this point, I'd say Cranford is on a scale even above Westfield when it comes to their dining options and the overall variety that's available. Westfield is very comparable, but we're going to see some things unique to the market here in Cranford that's going to be different from Westfield. So we'll get into that a little later. So I'm just going to pan around a little here so you can see a little bit. You saw behind me already, that was like a little dining area was for some local restaurants directly across, although you can't see it too well from here. That is the train station. And this stretch of sidewalk, which is really nicely done, by the way. You can see the kind of the paver patio style of the sidewalk. Downtown section is done really nice. There's an entire stretch around me, both directions of dining and other businesses. And you're going to see a lot of that and some of the walking footage that I have. So we're going to take a look at 3 properties today. As always, I'm going to feature properties that have sold within the past 30 days. And I'm also going to have a conversation about the big 3, which equates to the demand, what makes high demand here in the New Jersey real estate market. So thank you everyone for joining again. Let's get the ride started now. Welcome to New Jersey Living. My name is Corey Jones, and I'm a real estate agent with Compass Real Estate. And if you are looking to learn all there is to know about living in New Jersey, the real estate market, places to dine, socializing and entertainment, iconic locations, then this is the channel for you. So all you need to do is stay tuned by clicking like, subscribe, and the notification bell to stay updated on all the new content that comes out on this channel about the suburbs of New Jersey, specifically directly outside of New York City. So where do we start with Cranford? I'm going to start with the big 3, and New Jersey hunters that have been watching my episodes prior to this one already know what that is. Those who are new, well, first, welcome aboard again, join the family. Big 3 pertains to the 3 primary factors that contribute to high demand in the New Jersey real estate market. One of them, we've already touched on it because I'm only a block away from the train station, that's being a local train. If I turn this way behind me, 1 block down, train station is right there. Second one is commute to New York City. So train would get you to New York City, Penn Station, probably in a neighborhood of about 35 to 40 minutes. Driving here from Cranford would be probably 45 minutes of a drive to get into Midtown. So that's another check mark. We're very close, very much a suburb to New York City. And the final are schools. Schools here in Cranford are excellent. Like Westfield, like Scotch Plains and Fanwood, excellent, excellent schools. So obviously this creates high demand. This demand is a little different from Westfield. I would say from a market standpoint, the pricing in Cranford is generally higher than that of Scotch Plains, but it can be comparable in some ways, but for the most part, a little lower than Westfield. Cranford, as we're going to touch on a little later in this episode, more precisely, my next stop. It is a, I wouldn't say major waterway, but there is the Rahway River kind of snakes through Cranford, and that obviously creates scenarios where there can be flooding if there are severe storms. So last year, Hurricane Ida, which wasn't a hurricane by the time it reached New Jersey, but it brought a absolute onslaught of heavy downpouring rain for like a full day. And I mean heavy downpour. Cranford was impacted severely in that flood. And by severely, I don't mean the 8 and 10 feet flood waters that we've seen in other areas in New Jersey, but I'd say knee-high water in various sections of town. Was definitely significantly impacted. So there are areas of Cranford that require flood insurance. So the properties that we're going to see today, none of them are in flood areas, but it's something that as a buyer, you'll want to be aware of. Sellers are already cognizant of this. All right, so like I said before, we're going to jump into 3 properties that we're going to talk about today. I have one stop to take about a kind of a real feature spot here in town before we jump into the property tour. So let's get the road started now. Sorry, get the journey started now. I'll see you at the next location. And I would be remiss if I did not give a quick plug for the dining establishment behind me. I forgot to plug that in the previous section. This is Ambelli Greek Tavern. My wife and I have dined here. Excellent Mediterranean cuisine throughout downtown, and I'll pan around just a little bit. You've already seen one pan view perhaps. I'll make sure I'll insert it if you haven't seen it already. Excellent dining options, numerous dining options here in downtown. So this is one place that I have been and will be returning again. I just want to make sure I issued that plug. Let's get the journey started now. We're here at our first stop before the property tour. We're here at the Cranford Canoe Club. Pan up a little bit, see the building. See behind me, you can see some canoes up on the dock with some life preserver vests, and you can see in the background the Rahway River that I mentioned a little earlier. You can see it's a very still water, so it's not like a rapidly moving body of water. This is a spot, particularly in the summertime, where families or just groups of people can come out and get on a canoe and do a little canoeing around the river here. So this is a nice feature that's unique to Cranford. Not a lot of communities do have that kind of amenity in town. There are a lot of small parks as well, numerous, in fact, in various neighborhoods, that there is green spaces to be able to visit and enjoy the outdoors. So that's another real plus for Cranford outside of just having the downtown dining scene. There's also the parks, and there's one very large park that borders with Kenilworth and Springfield that is has a huge lake or pond, I should say, that you can fish and a lot of jogging, picnic, any kind of outing that you think of that would be in a park setting that would be ideal for that location. So not far from that as well. So this is one of those real check pluses for this kind of community, and we are going to jump to our first property right now. I'll see you there. Here we are at our first property stop for Hickory. For Hickory is a 3-bed, 1.5 bath home that was listed at $589, sold at $621, and was only on the market for about 2 weeks. I'll flash up the exact days. I don't have in my memory that, and the taxes. Taxes are just above $10,000. But this is what you're going to find in the Cranford setting in this general price range of your high fives, low to mid sixes. I'm panning around so you kind of see the area. What I really appreciate about the location is that just down at the end of the street, there is just open green space. The Rahway River that we just saw a little while ago, a few minutes ago at the canoe location, winds through this neighborhood as well. And it is right along that green space that we see back there. The other direction, we go the other direction down the block, there is one of the middle schools. So this is a very walkable location in terms of families having school-age children. I had to wait a few minutes to let the kids kind of make their way through the neighborhood. I prefer not to film with kids walking around. But this is a property that was very nicely updated. Nice updates, very much one of those well-maintained properties that were turnkey, move-in ready, and hence it did not take very long. I want to say maybe it was 13 days, but didn't take long to sell, all right, and went well above asking. So 600 plus, that doesn't give you like some kind of huge colonial scenario, but it gives you a nice, comfortable home in a very, very nice neighborhood setting. All right, so this is the first of the three. The other two are actually one a bit lower, the other higher in price point. I know we normally kind of work our way sequentially up, but the other two are very close together proximity wise. So I want to stop here first, and then we'll take a look at the next stop. So I'll see you there. We're at our second stop, 84 Burnside Ave, property directly behind me. I want you to be able to take a look. They have a driveway here with a detached garage in the back, and you can see the driveway is in pretty good condition, as well as the front of the house. And this was truly a pristine, well-maintained, well-upgraded home. 2 bathrooms, 1 full bath, 2 halves. This price was $425, sold at $435. and was on the market 11 days. Didn't last very long at all. Everything on the inside was truly turnkey move-in ready. So the main level, as you can see, is just kind of like a ranch, almost like a bungalow style to it. But 2 bedrooms on the main level, full bath on the main level, and the primary bedroom has a half bath. And then downstairs is a laundry room and some additional basement space. So this was a property where you're on the lower end in general. We're talking relative to the Cranford market, on the lower end in terms of price point, but a true turnkey type of property where you're in a neighborhood where you can see right now they're doing a lot of work on the roads. They're currently working on the curbs, so you can see they're doing some curb work. Sometimes this is followed up with sidewalks, but most certainly they're going to be doing the street over. Right, so this is going to be a scenario where you have a new home and a newly paved street very soon, which is cool. Right beside them, I'm just looking at the other properties. The other properties around them are well maintained, well cared for. This is again what you're going to find in a community like Cranford. Right, so where we are right here, not far from downtown, where we just were at Hickory. Hickory probably would have been about maybe a 10-minute walk down to the train station. From where we are right now, it's about a 15-minute walk. Train station, there are some people who routinely will ride a bike to the train station and chain it up. Flash up a quick photo of that so you can see what that looks like. So some people walk, some people take a bike, some people will drive in. The parking lot at Cranford, there's only one side of the train tracks that has a parking lot, unlike Westfield that has 2 sides of parking and one massive parking lot. Cranford's parking lot is not that large, so people are going to either Uber, walk, ride a bike down to the train station in many cases. So this gives you what the lower end in Cranford looks like. Now we're going to look at stretch a little bit higher. We're going to go up to the 800s and see what that gives you, only a couple blocks away. So I'll see you there. Here we are at our final property stop. But before we get into the details on this property, I wanted to remind everyone, if you have not seen my previous episode, I am giving away free t-shirts, free New Jersey Living t-shirts, just to say thank you for your support, your patronage of the channel. Has the logo, as you can see right here, on my polo, but on the t-shirt. So it is for you, free of shipping costs. Just let me know that you want one. We'll exchange by email just to keep people's addresses private. we'll take it from there and make sure you get a t-shirt. So we are looking at 126 Bessler behind me. This is a duplex. So these are homes that have a commonly shared wall. They have private backyard, but it is divided just like the property front end is. So here we can see there's a dividing line. See the pavers between the driveways. Everyone pretty much has their own private space when they develop a property shared wall. That does present a dynamic in terms of when it's time to do a roof, just fan up a little bit. Inevitably, new roof is going to be necessary. This is all new construction, so that's going to be 30 years down the road. These units, 4-bedroom, 3 full baths, 1 half, fully finished basement, 2,400 square feet. All right, so very impressive. Amenities are all upscale. It's going to be reflective of a community like Cranford. Going to be kind of high end in terms of your appliances and your finishes. Laundry rooms on the 2nd floor. This is really an outstanding unit. I would suggest pull up compass.com or Zillow if you're used to doing that, just to pull up this unit. Take a look at the photos inside. List price was $865, sold at $865, on the market for roughly a month. All right. So this is reflective of kind of what is on the higher end. There are single family homes that are in the same kind of price range as well. The reason why this sold where it is because of square footage and it being new construction. All right, had it been a standalone home, you certainly probably would have been priced a little closer to the million, given that square footage. Just to pan around a little in the neighborhood, give you a general feel for the surrounding area. So is it a perfect blend with everything in the surrounding area? Honestly, no. However, it is a very quiet neighborhood. It's kind of interesting where we are right now. We're about a half mile from the Garwood train station and a mile from the Cranford train station. So Garwood actually is a closer commute to the train than the Cranford station. But nonetheless, this gives you a very, very nice option of having something brand new with considerable square footage and a finished basement. So this is giving you a general feel of the Cranford market. If you have any questions or commentary or perspectives, feel free to share. Please do drop a comment in the comment section. Welcome all. All right. Ask you again to click like, subscribe, and notification bell. Stay aware of our content is still coming at you. And we are going to take some dives into some other perspectives in some communities that we've already been to, but a little bit of a tweak on what we looked at the first time. So I want to thank everyone again for joining. Be safe. I'll see you in the next episode.